There we go. All right, kicking off GitOps meeting September 18th. I'll be moderating. Scott's on notes. Thank you very much. If y'all could add yourselves as attendees, that would be great. I think the big thing right now is trying to march towards a 1.1 release. But and I think we'll jump into that first if y'all don't mind, and then if you have other items, we can jump into it. So we've got a couple of translations that have been added. We recently closed this Spanish translation, and I think Valerie or Valentina, I'm sorry. Valentina,
Yeah.
you worked on this one.
Yeah, it's March. Yes. So thank you for approving immersion.
Was S Spotty just I was trying to actually figure out who this was, mostly because I was like, I'm gonna merge it because you told me to, but I don't speak Spanish. I looked through the Spanish and didn't see anything that looked like it was graffiti, so that was as far as I got.
They looks so he find out, I don't know from where, he reached out to me on an email. I sent the
Oh, cool.
PR, but I also added a comment here, and he told me he finished, and he also said here. So yeah, he didn't have any comments. So yeah, that's good. I just requested, yeah, I'm very happy about that. So I requested that the issue where we have all the languages translations required, that if we can mark the Spanish as complete.
That one.
Is let's see.
So French is
77.
done, Spanish is done.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
And then we have a PR open for Portuguese. And I know there's one for Spanish or for Polish too. With these ones that we have open, the main issue is getting somebody to review. So this one, Joanna and I put together. She's got some extra commits here, but I think this one is ready for review. We just need to find somebody that speaks Polish who wants to review it. And I think it's the same story with Portuguese. Oh, this one looks like there's still discussion going on. So this one's not ready for review. So that or it's being reviewed, I guess.
So Dan, I've been asking, anytime I see someone mention something like this, I've been asking them to make a comment on that issue that you had made from one of our meetings. You might have noticed you're getting bombarded with with notifications, but it's just the place to kind of the catch-all right now for updating the translations. So the reason I've been doing that is so like in case we well, I haven't done anything like this yet, and I don't know if anyone else has, but like just to create teams in our Teams doc of people who have helped out with each language so that we could easily kind of ask them, hey, can you review something, or are you around to help with X, Y, or Z?
Oh, that's cool. No, that sounds good. They're just pinging me on the issue.
There's an issue, I think. Yeah, if you click on issues, and then like you as the author. There we go.
Oh, yeah, just this one. Oh yeah. This is what we've been looking at. So our
I've been updating the link at the top for a while, but then
yeah. I saw that. No, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that. And I think actually, didn't we get a German translation done, or is that still being reviewed? Yeah. Oh, 15 minutes ago. Look at that. So we can update the German one. And I think then German should be done. Does this have principles? This has the glossary. And it
The only
looks
concern
like,
I have about these, I'm not really sure why this doesn't seem to be, maybe we need to, maybe I have not been very good at communicating this, but I've been trying to tell people, hey, look at the changes since the last release, the 1.0.0. Just look at the diff and you'll see the changes. But people keep kind of missing the fact that we've also updated the principles to link to the new glossary term. And
oh, so are some of these missing?
we could look at the file and see, but uh, I only saw one file touched here as opposed to both of them.
Yeah, and we might have had multiple updates to the German version.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
Anyway, that's just something I
Oh no,
noticed.
this is 2 years
that
ago. Oh, so
over and over,
this should have
so you might
been
want to check. Yeah.
okay. So both of these then should have been updated since the original principles update, which was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, a few months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's then not complete. Because we still need to update the principles doc as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And some of that stuff we could do, like a lot of that, but then I noticed that on some of there were like long conversations about whether, like what one word has certain meanings and in each language. Yeah.
but I have like nothing to add to those conversations. I'm like, good, figure that out. We got that French one in quick. Yeah, this one's still going. This discussion is still going on. So I don't think Samuel is here today, but I think we just need to get we get these resolved. Then we get this one. Okay. So this translation process is ongoing. It's a bit arduous. We now have a Macedonian version that's been added. And it looks like we've got.
Oh, sorry. Just one thought. Maybe I'll go in that issue and assign it to Samuel. Anyway, I'm like being a project manager now.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I'm gonna
Project
do that.
manager.
And maybe we can do that for.
Yeah, he's tagged on the Portuguese one.
Yeah.
And we just tagged it. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is like if you click into it, there's like the assignees.
Oh, on the individual.
Yeah.
Well, he's the author of it.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Wow.
I guess we
Oh,
can.
so there was someone else giving a.
Julia. Yeah, Julia up here as a reviewer.
Got it. Thank you. Okay, but never mind. That's fine.
All right. So yeah, it just seems like we'll just need to just keep pushing on these and keep flagging, and if we can find a Polish reviewer. Portuguese is underway. Now we need a Macedonian reviewer to get those completed. And then we also had Julia open this PR to just improve some of the contributions guidelines. And I haven't looked at it yet. A fair bit of reworking going on here. So do you think Scott, you'll have a chance to look at this one?
Um,
I'll add you and myself.
I will, yeah, I will look at it. I feel like, in terms of, yeah, I mean, I've just been, kind of mouth, like drinking from the fire hose,
Oh yeah.
at new job.
No worries. If I get a chance to look at it before you, I'll review it.
Okay, yeah, and I'm sure I can do that. One thing to note is that that wouldn't be a blocker on the new
1.1.
tag, but
Correct.
the languages are what we were hoping to get done before then, so we can like
Yeah.
announce it.
I wonder if we should just use AI to review this. Like we could just take it and run it through a translation. Because I don't know. I think we want I'd like to have an additional reviewer. But like at the very least, we're checking to make sure that there's nothing bizarre in there. There's not some sort of like political message or or whatever. Joe was here messages in these things. I doubt we have anybody doing that kind of thing, but
Yeah, I just want to double check one thing, so to make sure to see if CNCF project services, if they offer, I know they don't have full translation support for everything you could possibly want for all your docs, but they might be able to offer someone to do a scan of problematic things like that.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Here, if someone doesn't mind adding this to the docs. There's internationalization service. This hasn't always been on, this has not always been a service for CNCF projects. I don't know when this got
That's cool.
added. I'm kind of interested to see, but in any case, that's pretty cool. We could at least we could continue to, work with the people that have like knowledge in-house, but then use them to check things like this, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like right now they offer internationalization only for Chinese and English. But we could ask. Do you think
Yeah.
we should just make a ticket?
Yeah,
Be like,
support
hey.
desk ticket would be probably a good way just to ask them if they have someone that could at least look.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Then, oh yeah. So that's, I think Scott, you actually have that here, or is this creating a team?
Yeah, that's to create the teams,
Got it. Okay.
the GitHub teams.
So add task. I'll take this one. All right. Cool. All right, looks good. So we're on our way towards. I didn't realize you were at NASA. Whoa.
Yeah.
Took your moon rover to this meeting. Glad you could reach us all the way from Mars. So cool. So that's the open reviews to head towards 1.1. Any updates from the teams in the working group? I think that's gonna be a no. We just reviewed some open issues and PRs, and I didn't see. Looked like maybe we had one on the project. That was to add Pratik to the GitOps patterns team. Any objections on this one? I don't know Pratik. Has he reached out to anybody? Anybody talk to him?
Would you mind looking at that one more time? I think that was from one of our meetings. I see. Adding the person, adding themselves. It would be good, right? Like, maybe that's where, I think we already have in our contribution guide, like that we want to see contributions before we add people to teams.
Okay.
We should look just to make sure. And I know, Valentine, you just made a PR to it. I haven't reviewed it yet, but yeah, that would be good to just check. So I mean, maybe so, but I would say like good feedback would be, you know, do you have examples of things that you have contributed or would like to contribute? And just kind of get a feel for that.
It's probably in the project.
I recognize this person, by the way, but I can't recall what they were working on.
Start by joining, introduce yourself. Open, either case, open a PR. Explain. So yeah, to me, it doesn't look like it says you should be contributing. It just says that you should join, but you can skip this if you can't join it.
Yeah, yeah. What about at the very bottom where it says, we welcome contributions from everyone? Perhaps was the everyone a link? Very last paragraph there. Is that a link to our? No, it's our governance. But up above, I think we do list different like people like contribute, right? Like community and oh yeah, that's right, team members.
Yeah, I don't see anything that says
That you have to contribute to join a team.
you have
Yeah,
to contribute to join a team.
I guess not.
He is supposed to say why he wants to join.
Yeah, that
I
might be good
guess.
to ask. Thanks for keeping me honest there. I do think that would be a good thing to add though, if we start. I mean, I do recognize this person, but I was just thinking, since no one else on the call seemed to, like, we may have more of that, and we might want to, yeah, just ask them in the PR, like.
Yeah, I think ultimately that's good because you may have had external conversations with someone to the side somewhere, but if the group doesn't know who they are, it would be helpful.
Exactly. So it's not gatekeeping, it's like enabling, right? And like,
yeah,
giving context.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. And then I was just gonna check with some very, very old issues. I'm not worried about checking those right now. And then we archived this repo and it's empty. Why do we even have this? See here.
We archived that because
We're using the website to do it.
yeah, because the goal was to make the website more robust so it draws from like some common source of truth, and then other services could too. But we just basically like, you know, I think Dan assigned someone from CodeFresh to make it initially, and no one else has picked up the ball. We've updated it, but that's about it.
Yeah. So we can leave this. It's fine.
I mean, I think there's nothing really we can do about it. It's an archived repo now, but.
So I don't see any website issues.
That was me.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, so I just started reviewing the issues that are in the website repo, and I noticed, I don't know if you can share from there or you want me to share.
Yeah.
So I noticed a couple of things. One is that there are issues there that are like 3 years old. So I'm wondering if those are still valid. Among those, like I found one that I know is not valid because it talks about a CFP that is already closed. So I added a note in one of them. Let me see if I can. That
Update
is
the banner because this one.
Yeah, that one. Yes.
Okay. Boom. Crushed
Yes. Then there is another one I was looking that is 132. So I reviewed the web page. I compared it against our meeting information. I found everything correct, it seems, but I am not sure. It seems that what we want here is to merge the working group Slack. And I don't know if that's still valid or not. So I just wanted to ask because the Zoom is correct, the dates are correct. Join the Slack is correct, but I don't know the GitOps working group, that channel exists or not.
Well, yeah, this one's for the mailing list. This one's for Slack.
Okay.
And
Yeah, the SIG app delivery one
believe it's
should
sitting there.
change because that's no longer
Sorry, Scott, say again.
the the mailing list one should change.
Ah,
Because that was for the working group.
So
Now
is
we're
that
not.
what it needs to
Or-
change? Okay. What?
I wrote that? Did I write that issue? I did, right?
Yeah,
I
so
just clicked a link. What is it linked to? Sorry.
it's to a Slack. That's why I was looking in the Slacks.
Yeah.
meeting calendar.
Does it
This
open?
this
Okay.
is yeah, it opened for me.
Okay.
I don't want to share it, but it just said
Okay.
make sure that the meeting calendar was up to date.
Yeah.
And
those
where-
links are okay.
yeah, these links are all okay, right?
Yeah. I don't know about the mailing list. Just if we need to update those.
Yeah, that should be changed.
Okay.
Okay,
What
so I
is
think
the
that's a different
change?
issue. So I would close.
Okay.
So maybe someone fixed
uh,
it. I
Yeah,
thought
I would.
there was a link to. I'll have to look back at the Slack chat, but I thought there was a link.
Are you saying that there is maybe a bookmark on the Slack
Yeah,
channel?
but would you mind pasting that link? What issue is it?
132, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I can show you the Slack too.
Okay.
It was saying on the get involved section, it's pointing to an old location. Anyone know where to find the new meeting calendar?
Oh, the get involved link. Or the get
Yeah,
involved
we
section?
But that seems to work, or I don't know. I guess
Someone fixed it?
what are we talking about? Maybe it was fixed at some point, or are we talking about different link? I don't know.
I don't see a link to the calendar at all. I see a link to
Yeah, that's
the
true.
folder, like the
A
the
few other things that
agenda.
could be updated. Yeah.
I don't see.
Yeah, I didn't find a calendar link.
There's not a calendar link on there. There's just this link, which will take you to here, which has the correct
Yeah.
stuff on
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I want to close this issue. Can I close this
Yeah.
issue?
I think that was while I
Okay.
was taking notes one meeting and I just captured what we talked about that sounded legitimate, but now I don't see it. Maybe someone fixed it in the meantime.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
And we
Maybe.
have this. Yeah, go
That
ahead.
one is still legitimate. We
Okay.
have not done that. There's like several different instances, like even the page we were looking at, like a number of those pointed to the working group before it merged.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking into the good first issue for me to start with the website. I don't know if you do want to start with those ones.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
So this, okay. So I didn't get a chance to review this one, but we can review it now if you guys want.
these two.
Yeah.
Update timeline.
It's very outdated.
I don't think we have a timeline anymore on here.
We removed that.
Yeah. Okay, so we can
Okay.
close this one.
Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of things happened.
Yeah, because they are old. So yeah, this is good. This is good reviewing this.
Yeah.
What is this?
So this is a request to add some content about handling secrets with GitOps.
There
Ah,
was
okay.
a group of people that wanted
Ah,
from I think it was the security
mm,
content team, like we wanted to focus on GitOps and security. There was a time
mm,
where there were a lot of people speeding to add content, and we made some changes to try to accommodate that. And then I think that there were
mm.
almost no, if any, PRs adding the content so far.
Yeah, people had a hard time coming to consensus. I mean, this is a good example, right? This document has like 75 comments in it. And then I think Chris authored it and then he didn't come back and
Chris had to pivot exactly for
yeah,
like
so
personal and work reasons.
yeah,
And
he had work changes. Yeah.
that's a good, yeah, exactly. So it would be good if someone else could pick up the torch and leading it.
I mean, wouldn't be like two issues. Like one is building the content itself, and the other one is connect that content into the website. Or have you guys
Yeah.
managed this on the past?
I mean, I think it's fine to do it as a single issue because it's like, okay, come in here. Like we want a page on X. Somebody go in, create the content, work through it, add the page, you know. It can
Okay,
be
do
one
the
issue.
whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's one issue. I mean, you might have multiple PRs associated with it, but it can be just
Yeah.
one.
I don't see it as a good first issue because I think there are many things involved. So
Yeah, agreed.
yeah.
Yeah, we should remove that as a good first issue.
I'll tell you what a good first issue is to update this header because this has now passed.
Yeah. Okay.
And it could send people to recordings, past events,
And it said,
or let's see, it says ArgoCon is our next event.
yeah, could be with that one.
Some of these have recordings, some of these don't. Yep. So
Okay.
I'll make an issue and
Good.
Valentina, I'm gonna assign it to you.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Oh,
It's a VAROD is the right hat. They are my user. Let me check the main. But yeah,
thank you.
of course. No?
Is it because you're not a member of the org?
Could be. I'm not. But you can tag me there maybe or
Yeah.
not. Yeah. That should work.
Actually,
I know.
I can. I should add you. We actually, Dan, or I think Gerald or Jamie, I believe. We can double check, but I think have the option to
Yeah, we
add
should
team
add you.
members. At least Dan and I do.
I don't think I do.
Okay. Yeah, I think we changed everything according to the new governance where the maintainers have like the governance power, but I'm not sure if everybody has repo administration power or controls, but maybe we can look at that and see. Basically, if someone wants to look at that and check if other people should be added, let me know and I'll do that. And I'll like trust but verify, you know.
Thank you.
And Gerald, you.
Oh, I was just curious about I missed the issue with the secrets thing there, where it was. Is it in the?
It's in the website.
Oh, the website.
So
Okay.
yeah. You would think it'd be under documents, but it's not.
Yeah. When I look at that content, for me, I feel like that's something that's maybe too detailed for this kind of forum. Like I would expect a pattern on secrets to basically be the broad strokes of, your three you got options like internally or encrypting Git, use an external provider, and that's basically it type of thing, but not necessarily do a deep dive on the products, right? And recommend like use this or that as a product type of thing or a project type of thing. Is that
I think
kind of what we think, or
yeah, I would go broad. I would say there are three basic approaches, And you could have links to, here are some examples with these different approaches. The other thing that I would say is that this is secret tooling for GitOps on Kubernetes, and we should be very specific anytime that we're talking specifically about Kubernetes or about something else, because GitOps isn't just Kubernetes, right? So that's the only other comment I would make. But Gerald, I think if you wanted to take a new crack at this would
Oh,
make
I
a
was
great
not
blog post.
volunteering.
Yeah, I seem to recall, Gerald, you made it very clear that you're kind of limited from doing certain things because of from your role, but
Yeah, I'm swamped right. I'm in workshop hell right now in terms of writing workshops for Red Hat, unfortunately, as Valentina
Yeah.
knows. But yeah, I'd love to be more involved in that stuff. Patterns in particular, I have a strong interest in that. But I was just kind of curious in terms of the level that we're looking for, and I think Dan answered my question on that. So thank you.
I apologize. I actually am late. I didn't realize I was double booked. I need to jump out, but should we leave the meeting? I don't know if people want to discuss other stuff. I can leave it open, or I think we were running.
I have one other thing, maybe just to ask
you
based
can
on a
move,
comment you made, but you can drop off.
move host to me,
Okay.
Dan, if you have to drop now,
Yeah,
and I
I'll
can
do that.
keep it open for a few more.
Thank you.
No problems. Sorry, Gerald, you're next up. All
So,
right, thanks,
Dan
Dan.
made the comment that GitOps is in Kubernetes, and I agree with him from the point of view that, yeah, in theory, GitOps can be used anywhere. The reality is, though, that for GitOps to be successful, you need a declarative environment, and so far, that's Kubernetes. I'm just kind of curious if folks really see GitOps in being used with traditional infrastructure outside of things like Crossplane, which is again relying on the Kubernetes API to make things happen. You do have things like Terraforms, and we have Ansible, but that's more infrastructure as code than GitOps to me.
I would say that if you have something like so Atlantis runs outside of Kubernetes, doesn't it? I think the original version of Atlantis, the Terraform tool, right? That does rectification and can be run continuously to do that. And so Terraform and infrastructure in a GitOps way, I would say that that's an example, right? So I would say that it's tempting to do it because 97% or whatever is Kubernetes, but I can think of like maybe 3 or 4 tools off the top of my head that can be run in a continuous manner, rectifying state to be GitOps-ish, right? Or aligned with the principles anyway.
I mean, I've had that argument internally at Red Hat with the Ansible people. Oh, you can just run an Ansible playbook constantly and enforce it that way, right? And that essentially is reconciling and being a GitOps, but it's not. I don't feel like it really is per se in that way. I mean, a lot of the benefits of GitOps on the Kubernetes side is the efficiency you get from being able to do watches and notifications around changes in infrastructure, which is a lot of what's missing of, here's my traditional automation tool and I'm going to shoehorn it into GitOps by just running it constantly, right?
No, I agree, but I agree with that in one sense, but I think also we have to be careful because Kubernetes is not going to be the thing forever, right? And I think that if we look at the long term, if we look for longevity in OpenGitOps and GitOps in general, we want to always make sure that we're being inclusive of things that are not Kubernetes. I just think it's a wise business move or whatever you want to.
And that's a perfectly fair point. I guess really why I'm asking too is it goes back to the content and scope of content, right? If you want to write anything that's got any kind of detail on it, you're going to be getting into Kubernetes for better or for worse for the most part. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to be at the 1,000-foot view, which is probably the right spot for this forum, and I'm fine with that. But like I said, I just want to understand in my mind kind of where if we write content or patterns, what the target we're aiming for is. So I think, Jamie, you made a good point, and that really answers my question. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there could be, you have patterns that are Kubernetes based and there are patterns that are other things based, right? And add metadata to those to delineate if they are Kubernetes or not. And
sure.
And,
but then I suspect that 99.99% of the patterns will be Kubernetes.
I,
At least
yeah,
for
but
now.
is that a
Yeah.
problem then? If it
Yeah,
you know,
I was just
sits
kind of
out that
curious
way?
about that. Yeah. Okay, thanks. I don't want to beat this to death. I was just kind of curious what folks think dealing with. And I've never heard of Atlantis, so now I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah, there's a Kubernetes operator, but it started out outside of Kubernetes as a way of running Terraform basically out of Git. So.
That's it for me. Sorry to sidetrack there, Scott.
Not at all. I was just I raised my hand only to just for fun to say, oh yeah, I wanted to respond to you. And also I haven't been very good at taking notes this time. I noticed other people have done that. Who has been doing this? Anyway,
I just had a few comments just while you guys were working.
That's right. I literally have YouTube open and Zoom open right now so that I can just copy the video over and not forget to get this meeting up on the YouTube channel. So it will be up.
Oh, got it. Thank you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I just put your name under notes too, Valentina. So thanks.
Of course.
But yeah, Gerald, I think you all raised good points, basically, and I think like folks were already doing this because of the way we've set it up. That we're always going back to first principles. In this case, it's the GitOps principles that lead the definition and the glossary items around them. Gerald, a little ammo for your argument. The glossary item under reconciliation, the very last sentence in that, let me open that up again. It's about, the very last sentence about that is about the closed loop side of this. It says actions are taken based on policies around feedback from the system and previous reconciliation attempts in order to reduce deviation over time. So what that means is, in this sense, is like, yes, if someone's just running a command over and over and over and over again, like cron I mean, this is again for Kubernetes, but cron kubectl kubectl apply f, right? It does not do that. It does not take into account anything outside of that, except for the kube API itself, with like crash loop backoff things, or you know, like pulling off of like attempt frequency and things that are built into Kubernetes already, but that doesn't actually mean your GitOps solution is doing that in any way. Your reconciliation engine, or your the agents that are trying to like bring that divergence, it's not really doing that just in a simple in an open loop model. So we at least have that to point to for conversations with folks. You know, I usually say it's a naive implementation. And then in the past, I pointed to like what we wrote about closed loop, but then we took that out and we have this sentence instead. So there you go. Like, i.e., it should be aware of its own past reconciliation attempts and some configuration around that. Yeah.
Yep.
Like a thermometer instead of just a hammer, like on a crank. Yeah, but I also, by the way, like I think in terms of patterns, it's a good point Dan raised, but we don't have any such like rule around not mentioning Kubernetes or something like that, because I think we'd be, like you said, we'd be pretty hard pressed not to do that. But it would be good, I think, to at least not say things like, or officially like say from like the grouped patterns to say things like, yeah, like Kubernetes is the way to do this, or this is how, you know, it could be like, here's how you do this in Kubernetes. And I think it's also valid to say, here's how you do this with certain tools. Like, you know.
Yeah. And I think Jamie's point about calling out patterns that are Kubernetes based is perfectly fair. The secrets one for me is more about not picking winners on projects, right? Like that one looked like it was going into a big pro con about external secrets versus CSI versus sealed secrets, and that stuff should be avoided, I think.
Yeah, maybe opinion pieces that could be outside of the patterns or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Like blog posts or something that someone writes that has their name on it, where you're really saying, this is my opinion, or these are the facts that I've gathered, but this isn't supposed to be like a pattern from the OpenGitOps project.
Sure. But you know, as
Yeah.
a forum that's vendor neutral, I think it's probably best to stay out of that forum in general from an opinion point of view, generally speaking.
Well, we do have, okay, so here's one thing in the work products, like the history of the work products for the GitOps working group and then the sandbox project, which we're still sandbox, we should apply for debating, but still for OpenGitOps is a landscape document.
Oh, that's fine. But the
Yeah.
landscape document says these things are available. It doesn't say, hey, you should use
Right.
this. And that guy's thing, I wouldn't let my ugliest, smelliest dog use it, right?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We should be as vendor neutral as possible when we're listing pros and cons and not try to sort of like sway toward a sales of it. Yeah. Like you said, backing any specific horse.
Yeah.
But I think it's valid to say like that X doesn't do X, Y, and Z, or this has plans to shut down, or
Yeah, but from my perspective, that immediately dates the content, right?
it's
That's
hard to
why.
it's hard to keep up. Yeah. Yeah. And
Exactly.
again, that's actually why I think blogs are a really good forum for that, because blogs can be dated. They are dated.
Yeah, by nature. Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah. But a pattern document, yeah, I agree with you all on this. I'm very excited because like as of only a few months ago, like there were a lot of people really interested in contributing to those. And I think we and they still are, so.
Yeah, Scott, one question. So the working patterns group, like how often do you guys meet? So because I'm interested, but I need to balance like my time to see if I can contribute before committing.
I don't think there has been a meeting. I don't think there's been a separate meeting for that.
Ah,
In
I don't
fact,
think we've really had separate meetings for anything the past couple
ah,
months. Really.
for a
okay.
while. Yeah, for a
Yeah.
while.
So
Exactly.
if I want to contribute, I will just how what's the process? What is that I need to do? Because I remember you posted somewhere like who wants to be, you know, working on this.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat that? I was looking
Yeah.
at the Teams
No,
doc.
I
And I was
don't.
like,
Yeah, I remember you posted on the OpenGitOps channel that you were looking for people to contribute to the patterns, GitOps patterns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a
So
defined process, right?
yeah, so how I can join to contribute to that work stream?
Yeah, right now it's opening a PR against the Teams file. Like this one. That's what it is. And then we have a conversation on the PR.
Ah, okay.
And it's up to the people in that team to say, hey, can we carve out some time during this meeting to like make this like a working session? You know, because we
Okay.
have these meetings on the calendar anyway. That's one good way to do it. And the other is, I think we have in the governance that teams can, I mean, people can do whatever they want, but the whole point is like we want to follow some protocol to make sure that no one's excluded, you know, and that we like are representing CNCF as a foundation well, and like this project is like a good like representation of that. So like if we're gonna have meetings, it's nice to like let folks make that known, you know, and schedule them so others can join if they want to. That kind of thing. But that's really it. That's the only, so literally teams can like set up meetings, like ad hoc meetings as we want to, as we need to. And there's nothing stopping people from like getting together and working anyway, even if that can't be announced majorly. I think like just saying that we're going to set up ad hoc meetings, and that if someone wants to hear about what's going on in the teams, they can join this bi-week or twice monthly meeting, you know?
Yeah, I got it.
That's
Because
already good.
Good. Yeah, no, of course, and I appreciate this space, of course, and it's been great for me to be part of this team. But I was wondering if there was something specific about patterns that maybe you guys have already defined, like, hey, I don't know the secrets. I don't know. We want to work on these 3-4 things, or is
Well,
that
so the
something
secrets
that we need to?
that wasn't really a pattern specifically, like initially. So we've got
Yeah.
like all these content streams about different topics. And
Okay.
the whole one thing that we've come to is that like we don't really have a whole lot of content apart from the blog posts,
Mm,
right? So, I mean, apart from the principles and glossary, like the principle-led definition of GitOps and the blog post, we facilitate a lot of content, like we do GitOps cons, and there were even other conferences that were GitOps focused, like GitOps days. There's a long history of that, and then Red Hat had a couple, like Christian and Chris led one for a while, like GitOps Galaxy.
yeah,
Something
now
like
it's
this.
Hillary and Johnny. Yeah, so it's the idea then that there is not like a prioritization right now. Like if I want to, hey, I have this idea on this topic, I will just work on it. Maybe I can talk with you guys like, hey, you know, I think it would be great to do this thing. And then we do it. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I was looking into that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there are a whole lot of like in terms of what is meant by patterns. I think about it from like a user, like a person basically coming to imagine someone not knowing anything about GitOps, right? Or they've heard about it or whatever, and then they're like, wow, I really want to get started. Well, right now, the main things that are available are tool-focused tutorials, but they still don't all address the kinds of things you want to think about regardless of tools, like your topology, you know, and you're like, where should I store source of truth? Questions about like latency, like a lot of that's, you know, what about, can I duplicate my, you know, my source of truth, you know, for like when GitHub doesn't have 9 nines, or if I self-host my GitLab, or Git is supposed to be a distributed model. So is there any source of, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or like, do I want to use S3 buckets to avoid hairpin, you know, or
Yeah.
content buckets?
Because
know.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know, if you want more context on this, did the video stop getting posted before or after everyone was talking about white papers? I don't remember.
I'm honestly not
So
sure.
there was this big discussion about white papers and green papers and purple papers and blue paper. I mean, it was like really, and people were really excited to write content, but then like it didn't happen. So like there's patterns and white papers and stuff. So anything you can come up with that will be content or ideas, yeah, I would say roll with it.
Perfect. Yeah, because I'm looking, for example, into the blog section in our website, and the last thing was last year. So it would be great maybe to have at least one. And I mean, those blogs are based more on events, what I'm seeing, like GitOps Con, KubeCon. So if we have content, it will be in training, or where are we publishing those technical content, I guess, on the website?
That's really right now where it is. It's blogs, events, and
Okay.
and then we have the documents repo right now,
Yeah.
which is one of the things that we were thinking about for like white papers or rather patterns, let's just say, right? If we want to make if we feel that we need to make a separate repo, we can always do those kinds of things.
Good.
And because it's Git, we can always split those as well and retain the commits and merge too if we really need to. But
thank you. Thank you for explaining and walking me through. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, sounds very interesting. So we'll think about it.
There's one note about this, that if you look under the proposed teams in the teams document, here, one of the proposed teams is the media fact checking team. And if you look at the conversation about that it's something proposed like quite a while ago. It came out of some problems that were arising because like people were using the word GitOps in all sorts of weird ways. That's how it initially came out. And so one of our goals is to try to engage with content created by other people. And that's within the purview of the project too, is to amplify the efforts of others. So we could like reach out to writers and ask if they would like to cross post, and we can talk internally if we think that if each piece of content is appropriate to like list as a featured guest blog. Yeah.
Right. It's like the AI, right? Everything is AI. Everything is GitOps.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but thank you. Perfect. Yeah, this is good. And the other thing is I wanted to talk about QCon. I wanted to talk about QCon. I know we will have a small presence, I think, shared with the do we set up developer con. So I just wanted to add it in the meeting notes and see how, I don't know, is there an opportunity to help there, or what's the idea through the week? We have 5 minutes left, but I don't know.
I think, so is the final decision on Christian's suggestion that folks will help remotely for the Monday thing or not? Was a decision reached on that? Because everyone's coming Monday night except for Christian, apparently. So what does that mean? Was there a final decision on that?
I
Okay,
have been completely out of it, so that's why I'm staying silent.
okay.
Just
I don't know. So Christian, for folks that didn't catch it, Christian was suggesting that we do something for the, let's see, I'll link to the sort of, where is it?
the
Yeah,
Contrib Fest.
Contributor Summit, right?
Contributor
Yeah.
Summit.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if anybody can do it. I wasn't sure how that shook out. We did say, I did definitely, and a few other people said we could definitely be there for London. We could do one for London, but I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Christian's last note was basically, it generally sounds like everybody has booked travel already and no one except me will be there on
Yeah.
Monday. So I kind of took that as it's not happening
Okay.
for this KubeCon.
Maybe we can get verification on him that he doesn't want to do it solo, but I think that's a good assumption.
I'm sure Christian's happy to go to a bar and espouse GitOps to all the patrons there on his own.
I have to jump to another meeting, but it was great seeing you all, as usual.
It's good seeing you all too. I'm looking forward to. Oh, I do want to note one quick thing is that like NASA's using GitOps a lot.
I would hope so, if you're going to be working for them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It already had been. Yeah. So
You're already there. Oh my God. You need to tell us. I mean, we could stop
Yeah.
the recording and you tell us all the secrets necessary.
mum's the word. Can't do that. No, I'm mainly I'm not working in a high security environment. I mean, maybe perhaps yes, some of the like accounts and tooling and stuff, so on, but it's all
Well, that's, yeah,
Dismal
maybe
low.
not best to talk about it on the recording. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I think it's fine to say that it's completely open. All of the data and everything around it is completely open. So there's really there's really nothing secret ultimately.
Yeah, Scott, will I see you at KubeCon? Will you be there?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
We should do a dinner or something. I don't know.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, let's sort this out in the channel and for whoever can be there, like, yeah, 100%. Even if there's not something official,
Yeah.
for OpenGitOps, we can make our own.
Yeah.
It'd be nice just to see everybody's face in person for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie, will you be there as well?
I'm pretty sure I will be. So I start a new job Monday, and so I need confirmation from my new employer. So, but very likely, yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Well, yeah, it would be great to do something like, yeah. Classic rockets.
Oh, Mitchell and Webb. Oh boy.
Mitchell Webb is like my all-time favorite British comedy, and they did the absolute classic, I'm a rocket scientist or I'm a sketch. So it was like I was just thinking of Scott as the rocket scientist, and it's like, oh, there you go. Not that Scott is this guy. This guy's a bit obnoxious, but
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that personally, Gerald. Yeah.
yeah, no, you're great. You're great to
Yeah.
work with.
I'll be
Scott,
on
do
the
you
email.
go to the offices or do you work remotely?
I work remotely with periodic visits to a space flight center.
Sounds amazing.
All right, I'm gonna end the recording, or someone should end the recording now so that we can get it
Thanks,
up.
Jamie. Oh, actually, I have hosts. What am I thinking? Yeah. All right. It was nice to see you all. We'll
See
see
you.
you soon.
Jamie, do you want to stay a second? I want to ask you something.
Yeah,
I
go ahead
will
and just hit
end the recording. Bye, everyone.
See you.
Bye.